Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. Thank you to everybody subscribe to the channel, share the video, share the link. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, hit the Cash App right up there or hit the link in the description. It's the best way to support the channel. Also, I also have a Discord. I'll put a link in the description for the Discord. I think I'm getting better about that. Big shout out to Javen and Lils for holding it down over there. 9-second applause to you all. Thank you. Love this story today. Love this story today. I love the saying that hip hop is culture, but before it was culture, hip hop was also community. And at its best, hip hop, like art, can be powerful enough to help spark social change. And we have an example of that that's come from this ongoing conversation of the Shakespearean shakedown. When we talk about the gravity of Not Like Us, the power of Not Like Us, we've talked about how the Democratic National Convention used it. We talked about how it's all over the Olympics last year. It's all over the Grammys and the Super Bowl per Drake's lawsuit filings, legal filings rather. But now we have an example that's coming out of Kenya that truly is powerful. And to me, it is a great example of the power of art culture and the power of hip hop in this case to spark real change on the ground. And so this story comes from Rolling Stone. It's really interesting because the story was published July 10th, but I didn't see it anywhere until this week. I've had 8 or 9 people send it to me this week. And it's really a crazy story. So the title is How Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us Helped Young Kenyans Lead a Successful Protest in Their Country. 1-second applause. I love that headline already. Local rapper Sabi Wu sampled Lamar's diss track to write an anthem opposing the Kenyan government's tax bill. Like many African countries colonized in the 20th century, Kenya has struggled to find its diplomatic footing in the decades since gaining independence. The East African nation successfully broke away from the British rule in 1962, and a small circle of affluent, influential Kenyans quickly took over. They banked on their connections to Western superpowers and the detrimental effects of colonialism to maintain their power. Though that strategy has worked, Kenya has yet to see a president that isn't connected to this circle. It hasn't been without its conflict. The nation has found itself in states of civil unrest as the divide between the country's governing bodies and its people continues to grow. Now it's become intolerable, and Kenyan Gen Zs have had enough. Shout out to Gen Z, 1-second applause. I made a video called Millennials, the Hardest Generation Alive. I think we're gonna have a series of hard generations because Gen Z's got challenges too. Last month, young Kenyans took to social media to object to the country's 2024 finance bill, which proposed increased taxes on an alarming amount of everyday items from tampons to bread. Using the hashtag #RejectFinanceBill 2024 to rally together, it was an unprecedented approach to activism for Kenyans that inspired both international attention and national unity, and birthed a viral protest song that samples Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. I'm saying, man, you can't tell me this song is powerful because of bots. You just can't tell me that. We've got too many real world examples of this song becoming a rallying cry. And now we have an example of this song becoming the soundtrack to a political movement. Titled Reject Hio Bill, the track by local rapper Sabi Wu has become the theme of a movement calling for change to the Kenyan government. The song represents the sentiments of young Kenyans like myself who are living in tough economic times, Wu tells Rolling Stone via email. Gen Z has always been disregarded, but we have shown that we have a voice through the mass protests that I have attended and supported. Wu says that the combative accusatory nature of Lamar's Not Like Us provided the perfect backdrop for his own rendition, representing how Kenyans actually feel about their government. I freestyled the chorus and first verse in under 15 minutes and put it up on social media, not really expecting anything, the rapper explains. People resonated with it so much, so I completed and released the song after. The song has gone on to be used by thousands of people in their posts and from the protests. The protests began a few weeks ago when young Kenyans outraged by the finance bill and already struggling amid the country's deteriorating currency following the COVID-19 pandemic, marched to Nairobi's central business district for a maandamano, the Swahili word for protest, as Kenya's President William Ruto and parliament members were gearing up to vote on the bill. Though protests were initially peaceful, tensions escalated quickly. Attendees grew in number and were met with violent retaliation at the hands of Kenya's police. Some protesters breached blockades and stormed parliament in an act eerily similar to the events of January 6, 2021 in the US. The Kenyan Human Rights Commission announced 39 people were killed and hundreds injured or tear-gassed, including the former US President Barack Obama's sister, Dr. Alma Obama. Wow, that's crazy. And they're comparing it to January 6th. I'm telling you, I mean, all these things are interconnected. You know, there's the things that we're experiencing here in this country, there's examples of them all over the world. And this is another example of the shifting times in which we're in. And it's another reason why I continue to implore people, or continue to say, or remind people that people who talk about things that affect us all are going to have outside success in this environment. Because we're all experiencing an environment where all of us just need some good news. Shout out to Shabuzi, 1 second applause. Honestly, it was scary, Ezra Ruto, a young Kenyan who's been on the front line, says in an email. Many among us, including myself, suffer from tear gas and rubber bullets inflicted by the police for exercising our constitutional rights. We had that same thing that happened here with the ICE raids and the protests that happened as a result of those. I talk about it all the time. My neighbor Zoe, she got hit point blank range by a rubber bullet by police officers on the street. And she was by herself. It's all happening. But with Wu's Reject Hio bill as the soundtrack, the protests seem to have worked. President Ruto, who was initially nonchalant about the backlash, eventually conceded and announced on June 27th that he would not sign the bill, according to BBC. 1 second applause. Raise your voice and people listen. It was an extraordinary victory, but young Kenyans say the fight isn't over. Haunted by the lives lost and the deeper issues rooted in Kenyan democracy, the country's Gen Z population now want President Ruto removed from office, and they're prepared to continue to speak out until their government reflects their needs and ideals. In Kenya, politics has always been tribal, Wu says. That was what always used to rally people. But us young people have chosen to be united and tribeless. This is what has empowered us. This is really for the people, by the people. All this has caused a real change and has cemented a new era in Kenyan politics. According to Tom Osborne, CEO of Shamiri Institute, a nonprofit organization that's committed to making mental health support accessible in Kenya and around Africa, any new era of politics in the country has to incorporate the nation's youth and champion efforts that empower them after years of neglect. Many young Kenyans feel they do not have a fair chance to actualize their outcomes, Osborne says. He recommends investments in youth development, merit-based access to education and professional opportunities, and addressing the mental health crisis as necessary steps forward in bridging the gap between youth and government. Here's the end of the article. For Gen Z, validation and acknowledgement of their struggles are crucial. It's not just about solving problems, it's about recognizing and empathizing with the hardships they face. The lack of this validation has intensified their feelings of alienation and neglect, Osborne says. Nani endo tuna vote, nani si tuna chagua, Wu rapped in his defiant track. Its translation, we're the ones who choose, we're the ones who vote. Powerful story. 9 second applause. I love this story. And again, it's just a powerful reminder of the impact art can have, hip hop can have, we can have as individuals to truly spark change, the change we want to see. You know, and I think one of the things that I think is the most unfortunate is that we have so much religion, but not enough faith. And I think we need to remember the power in belief, the power in self-actualization that truly exists in this world. And in this case, it was sparked from a rap battle. A diss track has been used, in this case, to spark change in Kenya. We have the song here. I'm going to play it. But if I get flagged for it, I might cut it and leave the version that has the reaction to the video for members. Full disclosure. So let's see how this goes. So here's Sabi Woo's Reject Hio Bill.
Reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill. Aye, mna tax pad na simliomba kunyesha.
So it says, you tax sanitary pads, but pray for it to rain.
Situation bad, si lazima turembesha.
He says, the situation is bad, we don't have to make it look pretty.
Mabadis wakikam tear gas, you arrest them.
When the baddies come, they get tear gassed and arrested.
Hustler boda boda mama mboga nili heb.
What happened to the hustlers, grocery sellers, and motorbike riders?
One tribe, Joma youth aliungana.
One tribe, the youth are united.
Side note, legalize
Side note, legalese.
marijuana. Long arm of the law.
He sounded like he said marijuana in there. I wonder what that was. Long arm of the law, you already blew it up.
Daily poor. Tao kill am say.
In town, everybody is blocking their nose.
Anaziba tu mapua. Na nisi ndo tuna
We're the ones who chose, we're the ones who vote.
vote na nisi tunachagua. Finance bill karatasi na raru.
Finance bill, paper, I tear it up.
Akitia gas tushazoea ma vape.
What is tear gas? We're already used to vapes. 1 second applause. That's funny.
Put him in a blunt na mseti kwa ma pips.
Put him in a blunt, put him in a paper. You could hear how FBA language that traveled the world. 1 second applause.
Sindo Gen Z na msitu under radio.
We are Gen Z, you don't understand us. The cop van, we cutting its brakes.
Gari ya Maria moto na ikatisha ma brakes. Build this truck tunaitana.
Build this track, we turn it up in the club.
Kwa disco. Mna banjaba but
You ban cat drugs, but act high talking lies.
story bado ziko. Kusaidiwa na Java kufukuzwa na Wakristo.
Helped by Java, chased away by the church.
TikTok badi yako na sauti kushinda bishop.
TikTok baddie has a bigger voice than a bishop. Man, that sounds like here. I feel like if the Kardashians want to get something done, it happens.
Tomato.
So, reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill.
Reject your bill, that's the hook.
Reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill. Reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill.
I like those calls in the background though, that sounds hard.
Reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill.
Look at this, they're all outside, man. They legitimately shot this during a protest.
Reject your bill, reject your bill, reject your bill. Kabla independence tulikuwa
Before independence, we were in chains.
chained.
Look at that, hold on a second, look at that, it's a powerful image. That's crazy.
Reject your bill, reject your bill. Kabla independence.
Look at this. Everything looks wrong about this image right here.
Tulikuwa chained. Sani kutufunga
Now they blind us with our president on their plane
macho president kwa plane. Si tukizidi kwa maskini.
while we stay poor.
Nege ya president shuke chini. Kachaguo latinis. Wap, 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 wap.
There's the tear gas.
Wap, wap. Ndo yo tear gas. Puff, 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 pass. Daily tear gas.
That one actually translates. Puff, 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 pass, daily on the gas. That's a double right there. 1 second applause.
Una preach mo.
You preach the Most High with no manners.
Steiner una higher. The church let you in, then you probably a minor.
The church let you in, then you probably a minor. Oh, God. That's crazy. 1 second applause.
Another side note, Maseo KTSGR and expensive and uncomfortable as fuck.
That's funny right there. He said, another side note to myself. Maze Hio Kiati Ya SGR is expensive as hell and uncomfortable as fuck. That's the train.
Another side note, Maseo KTSGR and expensive and uncomfortable as fuck.
If you lie to us, we will not vote for you.
Give box ya ballot. Too much chat, no action, kaparo.
Too much chat, no action, kaparet. You don't know the price of tomatoes and carrots. We would give you the Last Supper like Judas Iscariot. That's a flip. 1 second applause. It started with riots, then fertilizer scandals. In Kenya, it is only scandals as you pander to the colonizer.
Colonizer, sino painkiller na tulilazimishwa Pfizer.
No medicine in hospitals, but we forced to be vaccinated. Pfizer. Wow.
Mnatupima fala too long, now we wise.
You've taken us for fools too much. Now we rise up. Reject your bill. 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 Reject your bill.
Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill. Reject your bill.
Wow, that's crazy. So this song was released a year ago. It had a major impact on the ground, was super viral in Kenya. Major impact on the ground. Became a rallying cry for Gen Z in Kenya, which is where politics are normally based on tribalism. This song connected to an entire generation who has decided to be tribeless as they fight for change in their country. From a song that started from a rap battle, traveled halfway around the world, and impacted the future of Kenya. Love this song. 9-second applause. I love this. I love this so much. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section. Let me know if this is an interesting story to you. Should I do more politics stories? I will do politics stories, but I haven't been doing them as consistently. Or how about this? I haven't been doing them as frequently as I probably have in the past because there's so much to talk about. But also, more than anything else, let me know if you are in Kenya or if you're on the continent and if you were motivated or have heard about this story and what's really happening on the ground where you are. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow at The Company Man on everything, including The Company Man podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.